running backs. Who are we starting?
James Cook, who I've got in my top 10 this week. He was really good last year in the second half once Joe Brady took over the offense. He was averaging nearly 20 touches a game. Brady likes to run the ball and use his running backs. And this is a really good matchup against Arizona. They allowed 15 plus fantasy points to running backs 10 times, including 5 who scored over 27 points. So this is a smash spot. So get in the kitchen and cook with the Bills running back. That was midseason form right there. All right, next up, Javonte Williams, maybe not, who was not drafted to be a starter in a lot of leagues. People were worried because he didn't perform last year, but he's now a full year removed from the knee injury. Samaje Perine got cut. He's in Kansas City now. The matchup's really good against the Seattle Seahawks. Their defense allowed the 3rd most fantasy points to running backs last year. They were worse at home, too. Running backs averaged almost 28 points per game against them at Lumen Field. So Javonte Williams is a very nice low RB2 flex this week.
Not worried about Jaleel McLaughlin. Anybody else there? It's Javonte. You're good.
I am fine with it. Yes.
Okay.
You are not going to agree with this first sit-em. And I will tell you, this is not a hard sit. This is a beware or don't play him in DFS, whatever the case may be, but Kyren Williams. The reason why is the Lions were nasty good against running backs last year. They were unbelievably good. In fact, they gave up the fewest fantasy points to running backs, and only two scored more than 11 points against them at home. So I understand you've got to play Kyren Williams, but temper your expectations. I'm also worried about Zach Moss this week. And I know I talked about Zach Moss as being a guy that I would rather have over Chase Brown because Brown's ADP went up and Zach Moss's was not as high. So I'll take the discount. But even the matchup's not great here. The Patriots, their defense might not be great against the pass, but against the run, they allowed the 3rd fewest fantasy points to home running backs last year. And when you consider that this could be a 50-50 split to begin the year, I'm thinking that Zach Moss is a bit of a risk.
Read a lot yesterday about the Bengals running backs and that offense and whether they'd be out of the gun or incorporate more under center, and people really talking up the fact that Zach Moss might be a better fit for that offense, and Joe Burrow, who likes to be in the gun and see the field in that sense. So I'm really curious to see what that looks like.